The Battle of Midway. The Battle of Midway was fought June 4th through June 7th in 1942. This battle was fought at the U.S. Mid-Pacific base at Midway Atoll. This base is halfway in between Asia and North America. The United States, which was part of the Allies, fought this battle against the Japanese, which were part of the Axis powers. The Japanese Combined Fleet Commander Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto wanted to wipe out the U.S. Pacific Fleet's aircraft carrier striking forces. These forces had made a fool out of the Japanese Navy at the Battle of the Coral Sea and in the Doolittle Raid. He wanted to knock out the defenses at Midway and invade the two small islands and establish a Japanese base there. He suspected the U.S. to be unprepared and very easy to conquer. Yamamoto had a very complex plan that required 4 out of the 8 Japanese carriers to fully execute the plan. Yamamoto divided his force into 3 groups: 4 big carriers, the battle fleet, and the invasion force. However, the Japanese underestimated the Americans. The United States knew the Japanese were coming. Admiral Chester W. Nimitz, the U.S. Pacific Fleet commander, received intelligence that the Japanese wanted to fight the American Navy. He knew that the Japanese were upset after their recent losses and wanted to take Midway to take more control in the Pacific. American codebreakers also deciphered the Japanese plans. Nimitz set up his carriers and made sure they were ready, and they awaited for the Japanese's arrival. On June 4th, both the Japanese and the United States sent out planes to scout to see where the other ships were. The Japanese attacked Midway with power plants and oil installations being their target. However, Midway sent out 10 torpedo bombers to attack the Japanese. However, none actually hit the carriers and only 3 of them returned. Throughout the 3 days, many other attacks occurred. One of those attacks was the dive bombers flying high and hitting the Japanese carrier. Eventually, the last Japanese carrier was defeated as well. With lots of luck and the help from the Navy aviators, the U.S. had won the battle. The Japanese suffered huge losses. The Japanese lost 250 aircrafts, 4 aircraft carriers, and more than 3,000 people. However, the U.S. only lost 1 carrier and only lost 307 people. The base at Midway remained open, and Japan's Navy never recovered. The Battle of Midway is considered the most important battle of the Pacific Campaign.